Welcome back to our program. My name is Gitanji. Kasama natin si Tita Mirla from PWC, Filipino Workers Center, at si Sabaw, who is the lead researcher for this project done at UCLA LAbor Center. And we are currently talking about the findings of their project. So let's talk about the findings. I know that you were able to gather a lot of information, but how did you sort through all this information to come up with a conclusion? Saba.
Yeah, I mean, what we wanted to see how prevalent this work was. We found out it's very. And then we wanted to find out how are employers navigating being employers. And what came out was that they're not, that it's really hard to see yourself as an employer, to see your home as a workplace. And so the informality we were just talking about is just so normal in this industry. And so what we wanted to understand was what's happening that's making this happen. So when it's time to figure out what to pay somebody.
Yeah, who knows?
How do you figure it out?
How? It's whatever my budget is. It shouldn't be that way, right?
Exactly. And have you ever thought of going into a workplace and then when they're deciding what they're going to pay you or what your benefits are, they're like, let me think about that and look in your pocketbook versus like thinking about a standard of what this work should be paid, having some negotiations, having a contract, having agreements about what your job responsibilities are going to be, sticking to them. None of that happens because you're like, oh, it's just my home though. You know, someone's just coming in a couple of times a month. But actually, it's still work during that time. And you are an employer during that time. And we really want people to start thinking of themselves as employers and demanding standards and instructions, because a lot of times when we see the wage violations or like the scheduling, it's actually because employers don't know.
Okay, so it's that lack of information, right, Tita Mirla?
And also we still work 24 hours. And
yeah, kasi pag caregiver ka, live-in ka. Ibig sabihin, live-in, every time na tumawag yung amo, gagawin mo.
You have to be there. And
okay, so how?
Pati pagtulog mo, you
paano
cannot
yun?
even.
Paano ka babayaran kung 24 hours?
Yeah, that's why we're working on this bill, SB 1015. We already won in SB AB 241.
Which is what?
Overtime pay.
Overtime
for caregivers.
Pay for caregivers.
But
ano
there
po
is
yung
a sunset.
niyan?
But there is a sunset provision, which means that after 9 hours or 45 hours in a week, you get overtime already for California. And that's very good. We won it in 2013. The thing is, the law has a sunset provision. It will sunset in 2017. So we're working on a new bill to make it permanent. And that is a very vital part because it cuts we're still in a slavery situation with 24 hours. It means that we are not considered as workers, but as servants in a modern day slavery setup. So this overtime pay will help regulate that.
Tita Mirla, mabigat yung sinabi mo na ang feeling ng mga domestic workers para silang slaves kasi 24 hours on call, kailangan kang magtrabaho.
And you work within a household na who rules over the household?
Yung amo.
Yung amo mo. So if you don't have this regulation, this law,
paano na?
Paano na?
Oo.
I mean, tapos yung 8-hour work has been won 100 years ago by the labor movement. And still you're in a situation na 24 hours ka nagtatrabaho. I worked like for a week when I was caregiving, mga 160 hours. And then when I was organizing, I heard a lot of them, 190 hours pa.
That is crazy to work that
week.
kind of...
Yeah. We're talking about having a stroke if you work over 40 hours. And imagine the risk and the burden that...
Okay, let's talk solutions. Let's talk solutions. What can we do? Tita Mirla.
So that's why we're advancing. We're working on this bill.
Okay.
To
ang pangalan ng bill ulit para matandaan?
SB 1015, authored by Senator Connie Leyva. It's now in Sacramento, and at this stage, will be voted upon by the Labor Committee, the Assembly Labor Committee. It passed the Senate already,
Okay.
Assembly, and then it goes to the State Assembly and then to be signed by Governor Brown.
Okay. So there's still a lot of steps to go.
To go.
To go
yeah.
before this happens.
This
but
happens.
hopefully, you know,
Yeah.
hopefully it passes. Saba,
Yeah.
with all your research findings on this project, what do you see as the short-term solution?
I mean, I do think that policies like this, I mean, it's been passed, we have to make them permanent. And it's like Tita was saying, it's a piecemeal process because a lot of this work was excluded from early labor law, and so one by one we've had to kind of put those laws back in place.
Okay.
So we can't be losing the laws that we're putting into place and
Right.
going in the other direction.
Yeah,
We
so
have
let's
to keep
not
them.
regress, right?
Exactly.
Let's not
Yes.
regress. Here on Kababayan Today, kasama pa rin natin sila. Pagbalik natin, we'll give you more information. Magbabalik kami.